Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday press conference that we hold each Wednesday after our city council meeting to go over any topics that we discussed the night before and to also make announcements of things that are going on in the city. And we've got quite a few things going on this weekend, so I'm going to start as a reminder of some of those. One is the 35th Annual Eudora Welty Writer Symposium on the campus of MUW. Starts October the 19th, which is tomorrow, right? And goes through the weekend. Again, this is the 35th annual. It's all free and open to the public, and they always have amazing authors here with a wide range of topics. You can go to their website and get the actual schedule, but I always encourage our citizens, not only in Columbus, but the Golden Triangle area, to take advantage of this. Again, all the sessions are free and open to the public. So I encourage people to look into that if you're not aware of it. Make plans to go. Also, Roast and Boast, the main event, is going on in Columbus this weekend, which is also run by volunteers. This is a free event. It's October the 20th through the 21st at the Columbus Fairgrounds. Roast and Boast is not what PigFest once was, if people remember PigFest. It's a little more, this one's a little more family friendly. There's actually kids competitions here. They're going to have a petting zoo out there this year. It is a certified Kansas City barbecue contest. So we have residents or individuals, I should say, from around the country that come in each year to compete for this. This is a big deal. And I hope people will take some time to go out to the fairgrounds October the 20th, the 21st. Roast and Boast has a Facebook page where you can go and get more information, or go to www.roastandboast, with just the N in the middle, boast.org. Amber Henson is the lead volunteer on this, and she's been working hard for several years now to bring this back as an event that the city can and the local residents can enjoy. All right, there's that one. Also, there's probably others that I might miss, and I apologize to anybody that's having an event, but there's several places now you can go online to find out the different events that are going on in Columbus, and I appreciate everybody that's trying to help us get that done. But on Saturday from 10 to 4 will be the Memphis Town Community Day. This is being presented by all volunteers and Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church. It's free food, games, jumpers, fire truck and police vehicles, vendors, and fun for the entire family. And I would encourage folks to try to come out and spend some time at this event. I plan on going too. So this is a great way. The intention of this event is just to be a blessing and give back to the community. So if you haven't been in the Memphis Town area recently, I suggest that you check this event out this weekend too. All right, now I have another event I want to mention that's not this weekend, but it's coming up on October the 28th from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. And we're calling it Tired of Tires. It's a citywide tire harvest here in Columbus, and it's sponsored by Keep Columbus Beautiful and Pick It Up Possumtown. Two volunteers that work very closely with Sasha on this, who is our code enforcement agent, is Don and Marion Karlarski. We appreciate their assistance in helping promote and organize this. It will be Saturday. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Found another event. Saturday, October the 28th from 8 to 11. Volunteers should meet at between 7:45 and 8 a.m. at the Columbus Fire and Rescue Public Education Center at 1601 Main Street, which is down in the municipality complex. Old tires are gathered from designated wards. Volunteers will take the old tires to Waste Pro facility on 12th Avenue South. The volunteer will sign in with an ID, proof of residency in the city of Columbus, and can turn over up to 30 tires. If you have more questions about this, you can reach out to Sasha James and that number is 662-245-5063, or also Veronica Stewart in that office. We'll be getting out more information about this. As y'all know, that we've had not just in Columbus, but it seems to be all around, where people feel like they can dump old tires anywhere, and then some people just have a hard time getting old tires. So this is a great way that the community is going to come together and try to get this done. And then on Thursday, October the 26th, from 5 to 7, Red Ribbon Celebration at the Columbus Housing Authority, which is at 914 4th Street South. It's an event you don't want to miss, a fun and safe place for the entire family. Lineup is free food, games, door prizes, various vendors, and much more. So these are just a few of the events that are going on throughout Columbus this weekend, and this will be next Thursday. And we'll try to continue to get that information out. Lots going on, and we appreciate all the volunteers who help us put these events on for all of our citizens. Comments on, I've been getting some requests and questions from citizens about the paving that's going on 82, which started at the Macon Meridian exit and is going 7 miles east, which will stop over the bridge on the Lux. Now, somebody asked me if they could start doing this work at night so it wouldn't be such a hindrance for people trying to drive. But this has already been bid out, and sometimes they do night work, but in this case, since they were able to have one lane open, they bidded the work out for day. I think it's going to primarily be on the weekdays, could be some weekend work, but we're going to try to get solid information to get out to the public on it to try to help you plan your driving route. Now, the other thing to remember is this work, even though it's 7 miles, is scheduled to go on to March. Reason being is, as we're getting into the January, February, December months, if the temperature gets too cool, they'll have to stop the work. They can only pave when the temperature is above 50 something, I think. But hopefully this will not be too much of an inconvenience. This work is being done by MDOT, Mississippi Department of Transportation, but we'll try to keep people posted on that progress. Also on Monday, starting Monday of next week, right here at the intersection of 5th Street and 2nd Avenue North, a lot of people refer to it as the Zachary's intersection, but which is the corner there of the Trotter, Zachary's, and the courthouse. Starting Monday morning early, that intersection will be blocked probably for 3 to 4 days. Columbus Light and Water is going to be digging deep into the streets to install new conduit that will hold the wiring, that will correct the crosswalk signs. Right now, those are stuck or they're not accurate, and it causes, it's very difficult for people to cross there because of that. It's something we've needed to improve for some time, and we finally got all the elements together to make that happen. That work could go on for 3 to 4 days. You will be able to come down 5th right there up until you get to the corner. It'll be, you'll have to back out to go back through. You won't be able to drive through. The road on 5th, on the north side, will end. That road will be closed on the other side of the street that comes out by Franklin Academy. So people picking up their kids and stuff will be able to come out and go down by the Magnolia Bowl. The street on the courthouse side is a one-way street, so that's going to be a difficult one. They're really hoping that people will not go down that street. And then the street that runs down the 2nd Avenue side that runs down by the Trotter will be open, but because of the traffic, the least amount of traffic that will be going on during these few days, we're doing work down by the Trotter, construction work on the road there. They'll be cutting some there where they're working on the sidewalk in some of the areas there. So I would avoid that part of 2nd if at all possible, the early part of next week. Depending on the weather, They're hoping to get it done within 3 to 4 days. But that's a busy intersection of the city. We will be getting this out on social media very soon with a map and everything that'll be more detailed for folks. But I wanted to get that word out real quick now. At last night's council meeting, we had a couple of recognitions that I think would be worthy of saying again today. One of our longtime police officers, Amanda Burrell, is still working with us full time, but she's been fighting breast cancer recently, and October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So the members of the police department recognized her last night along with the mayor and council, and we are continuing to get the word out about Breast Cancer Awareness Month because there's so many friends and family members who battle this disease. We did Amanda, when she spoke, talked about the fact that with the insurance that we have for the city, she was able to do screening and caught it early, which is a good prognosis for her as she continues to fight breast cancer. And she was encouraging all women and men who can also suffer from breast cancer, as early detection is key. We also recognized Miss Nancy Vaughn on the celebration of her 90th birthday. Miss Vaughn has taught in the public schools for over 36 years and also has helped with adult education, helping students get their GED. She's been a longtime member of her church and just an all-around good citizen. So we recognized her on her 90th birthday, declaring it Nancy Vaughn Day. And then the other big discussion from the night was the purchase of a 22-foot Christmas tree, an official Christmas tree for the city of Columbus. We started looking at this idea. It came around fairly quickly because normally in past years, the last 10 years, I think they tell me that we've been lighting that big magnolia tree at the entrance to the Riverwalk and having that as our celebration and that as the city's Christmas tree. In the past, they've had live trees that were cut and were put on the lawn next to the Tennessee Williams home on Main. So this year, because of the work that's going on the River Bridge, which I will address too in just a minute, the lights on that bridge are not working, and we were concerned about it being too dark down there, and then also hoping that people will avoid going down that way anyway while they're working on the bridge. We started discussing what could we do this year instead of using the magnolia tree, and we began looking at ordering an artificial tree that the city could use year after year, and one that you can adjust the height to and that type of thing. And so because of the expense of it, I was reaching out to individuals to see if they would like to donate and sponsor the tree for the city, because it was not a cost that we had in our budget. And we did have a group to agree to sponsor the tree. It is actually Oak Ridge Insurance Company that recently purchased Swope Insurance Company here in Columbus. I think I mentioned to the paper yesterday, it may be in the paper incorrect today, I said Brock Insurance, because Brock Insurance is out of Chattanooga and they are part of Oak Ridge. And so, but when they purchased here in Columbus, it's under Oak Ridge and not Brock. So I made that clarification with the donors this morning, and they were okay with me misspeaking and saying Brock last night. But they are one and the same, actually. But the business is out on Blue Cut, so Columbus citizens will recognize it. So they're a new insurance agency that's recently moved to Columbus and bought out a long-standing insurance company called Swope. Mr. Hardy, who was a long-time partner there at Swope, passed away recently, and so part of this will be to honor him this year. We'll recognize, when we have our lighting of the Christmas tree day, we will recognize the company. and we appreciate their support. So that was the main topic, I think, last night. And if you have any other questions, it actually was a quick meeting. We had no executive session. We had the permitted use issue on college, which there was some discussion about that. There's a home there that the council voted to allow it to be sold to someone who's going to use it as a financial advisor. And it's limited use on that. It's not changing I mean, it can go back to a residence if this person chooses to sell at some time. One of the reasons that what committee voted on it first? I can't think. The what? Planning. The Planning Commission, yes, thank you. The Planning Commission voted 8-1 to allow the use of the home and it's owned by a church on College, a Methodist church. So one of the reasons that they accepted this offer was because there's usually just one or two clients at a time. So it's not, they felt, the council and the Planning Commission felt that it would not be a hindrance to the homeowners in that area. So that was discussed last night and the council approved it on a 6-0 vote. So other than that, those were the two primary things that we talked about. But if you have any questions about any other things going on in the city or any follow-ups on those questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Back to the Christmas tree, Mayor. How much money are we talking to purchase this Christmas tree? And the money that who donated for us?
Yeah, the tree, those types of trees can be quite expensive, and you're seeing them in a lot of cities now. Jim, I think the first quote we got for them was over $20,000, but I believe it's down now to like $14,500 or.
It's about 14.8 plus shipping, and they're working the shipping numbers out this morning.
Yeah. So and one of the reasons that we moved quickly was that we were trying to get it here for this season. So you're talking about a $15,000 tree. Oh, the donation, yeah, it's being the Oak Bridge Insurance will be covering the cost. So we'll have like a little sign in front of the tree saying sponsored by Oak Bridge Insurance, which, you know, a lot of cities have things sponsored by different corporations and foundations and individuals. So we're very grateful to them for allowing us to purchase the tree, because without their support, we probably would not have. And we would have been kind of a Scrooge city with no tree this year, because we were deciding probably not to light the tree at the magnolia tree for the reasons that I mentioned. And so we probably would have done something a little different, but we wouldn't have had a big tree. The exciting thing about this tree too is, as I said, it's 22 feet tall, so it's going to have a big impression. But also, we showed a video last night of the process of building the tree, which isn't a fun thing anyway, that I think the citizens will get excited about each year. At Christmas, it'll be a new tradition for the city. We even talked last night that, you know, this year we're in conversation with the Cultural and Heritage Foundation, which owns that property next to the Lee home, as using it there this year. But next year we could go back to the entrance of the Riverwalk, and we could put it in other areas of the city if we wanted to in different years, because it is, you know, it is portable. So I think it's going to be a fun, new, exciting tradition for the city that I think it's quite impressive. We have photographs of it, and I think it'll make a statement in the city. And we always enjoy doing things around the Christmas season and stuff, or as quality of life programs for our community. I'm sure that we'll have a special lighting day, as we always have for this, and usually we have people singing and caroling and desserts and that kind of thing, cookies and stuff out for it. So it'll be a fun, festive event as we move into the holiday season.
Any update on the bridge?
Oh yeah, I was going to mention the bridge. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Thank y'all for Jamie, everybody for helping me prompt what I need to talk about.
Remember the bridge.
Remember the bridge. Thank you, Uncle Joe. The Old River Bridge, which we've talked about many times, the cranes and the barges are not at the bridge yet. We hope for them to be there next week. I went out this week and talked to some of the workers that are out on the port building them. The Maloof company they're finishing a job in Grenada, so they've had a small group working on the cranes and the barges here. But I talked to Jamie and I actually went out and talked to two very nice workers for Maloof, and they seem to be making good progress. So we hope to see them near the bridge next week, starting the work. And once again, once they started, it could take up to 6 months to finish. So we're anxious to get them on site, but they are out there doing all the prep work now. Did I leave anything out? Can y'all think of anything else? And we'll be giving, as I mentioned earlier about some of these other things, I'll be putting, once I know more information, we're going to kind of get a schedule from Maloof, and I'll keep putting that out there because so the citizens can be aware of it. Because I know people are anxious to get that work done. And so hopefully by this time next year, we'll have the bridge open again and can be a part of the celebration for Christmas and everything.
As far as the road work goes that you were talking about down in Zachary's,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm understanding it correctly, that intersection is gonna be just completely impassable for 4 days.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. You will not be able to drive through the intersection for probably 4 days. You can maneuver on the roads going into the intersection, but you'll need to do that with caution.
And who's gonna be handling the work?
Columbus Light and Water. And then we have somebody that'll come in and do the road work afterwards. I'm not sure who that is, but we can find out.
Do you know about what time Monday they're gonna end up closing that intersection?
Bright and early, first thing. I would not plan to drive through that intersection on Monday at all.
And do you know anything about how much it's gonna cost or anything like that?
Mm-mm. But we'll get that to you.
And I mean,
Well, by doing it through Columbus Light and Water, it's saving the city quite a bit of money.
and none of those lights work anymore, right?
Correct. The traffic light works, but the crossings do not. This has been a serious issue there for many years. I think there were a few years ago when someone was hit and broke a leg there. And then just a couple of weeks ago, a gentleman was crossing and was hit by a car. And fortunately, it was not serious. I mean, he was obviously hurt, but it could have been much more serious. This is something that's been long overdue and something we've been trying to get organized and planned for quite some time. Anything else? All right. Thank you very much. Good to see y'all.